Phone addiction. It's a topic that makes people shrug off their shoulders a little bit. What's the big deal? Well, lately, it's been a bigger deal lately. Why? Because of COVID-19. I'm sure you've heard about it. Probably on your phone. After all, it's what everyone is talking about lately. The coronavirus has totally reshaped Michigan State University. Now, I personally have decided to stay here for a little while in quarantine. I went out the other day and it was a complete ghost town. There was no students hardly at all anywhere. I went to Grand River, I saw Target, I saw different restaurants, and there's hardly anyone there. It was so eerie and weird. Now before I went out, I of course made sure I was protected. And by that I mean made sure I wore gloves. Did have a mask on in the beginning, but now all I have is a scarf. Also, I had to get off-brand wet wipes. That's right, boogie wipes. Have you heard of those before? Because I haven't. And thankfully, before all this happened, I made sure to get toilet paper. When I am all bundled up to go outside, I have to go to Case Hall to get my food. And now all the tables are gone and all the food is prepackaged. And this is of course to prevent spreading germs. You even have to swipe your own card. And it's just so, just weird. The only time I go out really is to go get food. And I know that seems really unhealthy, but that's all I've been doing right now. What else have I been doing? Well, I've been going to my classes still, of course. And how do I do that? By using Zoom. Anyways, let's hear from people's personal experiences. I asked a few of my friends about if they had a phone addiction.
My name is Kevin. I'm a communication major in Michigan State University as a freshman right now. I'm 18 years old.
My name is Lily Cross. I am 18 years old, and my major is journalism.
My name is Taylor. I am 20 years old, and I'm a psychology major.
Would you say you've been on your phone more so now since of this whole quarantine situation?
I definitely use more technologies right now. I'm always keeping track with my screen times on my phones, iPad, and laptops. So apparently, my screen time went up by 14% ever since the outbreak started, ever since the remote class started. I used to use 6 hours-ish per day, I believe. Now it's getting up to nearly 8 hours.
I checked on my app to see how my screen time has increased over the last few weeks, and it's gone up about I think like 59% or so. And it estimated about 14 hours on my phone per day. More specifically for apps such as like TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. I think Instagram was about 2 hours, Twitter was like about an hour, and obviously TikTok reigning a lot longer than the rest.
Yeah, I'm on my phone a decent amount. I'm pretty much on my laptop way more though, but when I am on my phone, I'm usually on like social media or like Webtoons, which is like a comic book app. So I'll read on there, but that's pretty much it.
Before the coronavirus, epidemic, everyone still used their phones quite often. Do you think that your communication with your friends, family, or whoever has stayed the same? Or do you think it's completely different?
It has changed the communication in various ways. I personally prefer face-to-face communications with my friends, yet the quarantine kind of created such obstacle that separate us to meet in person. So I'm starting to spend more time on my phone texting or FaceTiming with my friends more. And I use my phones or technologies more to communicate with my families as well, to keep everything updated and share my feelings with my families as well.
Definitely group FaceTime. That's been a big help for like large groups, the more easy access to like my phone specifically. A lot of the people I would keep up with is like Bible discussion or something like that has been through Zoom. So I would say FaceTime and Zoom and Google Duo have been good friends of mine and working out for me.
Yeah, so I talk with my friends a lot less. I'm not a huge texter or like Snapchat person, so it's not as frequent. I don't really use my phone a whole lot to communicate with other people. I mean, I do, but not like all the time.
Why do you think you use your phone so much?
I think I use my phone so much because I'm convinced that there's nothing else to do. I want to maybe like pick up a hobby or two, but I mean, the stores and everything is closed, and I'd have to online shop to find something to like do, or something artsy or crafty or something a little bit more hands-on. But I feel like my phone is like the closest thing I have to entertainment, because I mean, I don't watch TV, and I'm always on my laptop for school, so even if it's not a break from technology, it's a break from just other outlets for entertainment.
Would you say that you possibly have a phone addiction?
I would definitely say I have a phone addiction. It sounds really bad, but I feel like it's kind of, I've embraced the fact that this is what my age does and this is what I like to do. So it's kind of why I lean towards it a lot more. I don't know. I feel like it's an outlet. Like I said, it's not all bad as it seems. So I feel like I would say the average person does have an addiction to their phone. It's just, one day I sat my phone down and I like reached for it and I'm like, why am I reaching for it? There's nothing to do on it. But that just kind of shows that it's just like an impulse that we all have slowly started to form over time.
After quarantine, do you think there will be an increase, decrease, or do you think phone addiction will just stay the same?
There will be an increase of phone addictions or any other addictions to technologies, since we have been heavily using technologies during the quarantines, whether to study, learn, reading news, or spending time with our family, friends, playing video games. It has taken our entire day on our lives, feeding on technologies. So, which even after quarantine, I will still believe that people will be more addicted to the technology, since we've been using technology for this entire time.
I honestly think it'll stay the same. I think we're on our phones so much right now because there's almost nothing else to do. So in that regard, I think once all of this is over, it'll just go back to its normal level.
Well, there you have it. Cell phones can be bad, but they also can be good. Think of using a phone as driving a car. Both are good things, and you can use them to get you the answers or get you where you need to be. However, if you use them in a slightly bad or irresponsible way, they can cause damage to you or to others around you. So if you think that you have a phone addiction, just remember that you are not alone, especially in this time of quarantine.